Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking, or Captain Class MTG. I'm going to interrupt your daily box opening videos because, dun 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 dun, they have announced the Spring Super Drop for 2023. That's right, a whole bunch of more stuff they want you to buy that probably ain't worth it from Secret Lair. But we're going to take a look at it anyway, just so you guys know what there is, what the value, if any, is there. So, without further ado, don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, let's get into it. So, first off, we have this little set here. I don't remember all their names, so just kind of bear with me. But we have the Celibate Empress, Master of Waves, Thassa Deep Dwelling, and Thassa's Oracle. To be honest with you, these cards in non-foil are $29.99. Foil is $39.99. And again, I don't think there's enough value here. These cards are not as high priced as it would be to just buy them individually, unless you just want the art. So, again, as I always say, you do you, respect, but is it really necessary? So, Next, we have this. Why they picked all this, I don't know. They have You're a Tree Speaker, the leveling up Mana Dork. We have Nature's Will. The Ulenwald Tracker. I don't know why that's even in there. Yava Nature's Herald. Flash 4/4. Green creature spell and cast as they have flash. None of these I think are worth $29.99 in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen these guys creep it up in mana or in a mana value. In a dollar value. But $29.99 if you want these in non-foil, $39.99 if you want them in foil. If you like the art, have at it. But for me, I'm just not feeling it. I don't think the cards have value as far as hard to get, and I'm just not a fan of the art. Just so this is me. So moving on. The next one we have is this Catastrophe. Cleansing Nova. It's a dollar card at best. We have Sarah the Benevolent. Just came out of Modern Horizons, and it's barely a couple dollar card. Stoneforge Mystic is probably the best one in here, but it's been reprinted so many times, it's now down to around the $10 range, I believe. However, the art on this is sexy, kind of. And then we have Muddle the Mixture. I'm not even sure that thing's worth anything. But regardless, it's an interesting art style. If that's what you want, go for it. But again, this is $29.99 for 4 cards, a non-foil, $39.99 for foil. I just don't see the value here either. The only thing here worth that is Stoneforge Mystic, and honestly, for $30, you could probably get a different one. Like for example, I have a play set of the Stoneforge Mystic from regional PTQs or whatever they were called back in the day, and it's sexy, a lot better than this in my opinion. And it's a foil to begin with. So you do you though. There you have it. The next catastrophe we have is actually not terrible. We have the Grand Abolisher, 2 white for a 2/2. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities, artifacts, creatures. This is a pretty decent card. Art is good. We have Selfless Savior, the goodest of boys. 1 white for the 1/1, sacrifice it. Target creature you control gains indestructible end of turn. This is a great picture. It almost is like a buff wiener dog. And let's be honest, who doesn't want a buff wiener? Giggity. Anyway, Achroma Angel's Fury. Hasn't been reprinted very much at all, so this is actually kind of a hard card to get, although there's not a lot of value for it, unfortunately. But the art in this one is pretty cool. And then we have Umezawa's Jite. It's lost a lot of value. It's barely a $5 card anymore. However, the art is pretty sweet. All in all, this is $29.99 as well for non-foil, $39.99 for foil. Out of everything we've seen so far, if I was going to actually pay $30 for 4 cards, this is as close as I get, and I'm still probably going to say no. But if you've got to have this, have at it, because this picture is great. This picture I think is great. This picture's okay. I don't not like it. And this was pretty good as well. So, again, you do you. But so far, we're getting better. Let's hope it keeps going that way. Good lord. So the next one we have Sunblast Angel for some reason. Um, Lilvana, Keep of the Silence. We have Emery, Sky Ruin, and Seraph Sanctuary. Um, these are all okay cards. Linvala is probably the best one. The Sky Ruin's okay. It's gotten pretty popular lately. This is probably one of the secret layers that's probably worth the $29.99, in my opinion. Foil $39.99, probably also worth it. And I also say that the art here is just crazy good. Like these land cards are awesome looking. This Linvala is probably the dopest Linvala that I've seen in a while with the earth underneath it. Same over here. You could almost put these together, it looks like, as one picture. Um, I mean, the dude being the Sunblast Angel, whatever, I guess. But still, the detail and design on his art is amazing. So this one I do like. All right, moving right along. Next we have this monstrosity. So they released three of these. This is the first one. Excuse me. Of art styles based around March of the Machines for different cards. Again, starting with Higu, the Steel Wind. This is the ninjutsu guy that whenever he deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a ninja card, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle. 2 colorless target ninja can't be blocked this turn, i.e. ninja. Anyway, Nazahal, sure. Dragon Lord Kolaghan. This is a card for me that's always I just love this card. From back in the cons days, really liked it. And I gotta admit, the border and the art and this one is really catching my eye. Mina and Din Wildborn, I'm not a fan of this at all. But whatever, the sleeper agent here, I kind of like this art. I know it's black and white and not as cool, but not too bad. Would I pay $29.99 for this? Probably not. I mean, if I was gonna buy it for anything, I'd want this card alone. The rest of them are cards that don't see a lot of play in anything really, maybe Commander, and because of that, their values are already low. So, um, do what you will. And the other kicker to this is because it's a special 5 card edition. Uh, it's $49.99 in Halo. Now, the Halo foiling I think is phenomenal. Unfortunately, I just don't care for these cards other than Kolaghan. I might go out and buy Kolaghan by itself just because I think it will look cool in Halo. The rest of these I honestly don't care about. So again, you do you, but $50 for $10 a piece for these cards in my opinion aren't worth $10 a piece. Now, moving on to the next value, we have a Misdirection, which is you exile blue card from your hand and to pay spell's mana cost instead of paying 5, you can change targets of a spell. You have the Hellkite. You have Kolga, Titan Ape. You have Nyx Bloom, Ancient, and then Jorah Weatherlight Captain. I don't know why this is in here, but the only ones in here I see that I think are worth anything, honestly, is the Nyx Bloom, Ancient. This is very beautiful to me. But again, these are 5 cards. This is volume 3. I know I got one in there somewhere. Don't worry, it's next. In Halo foil, I would probably only want to see this one. Kolga would be cool to see, but Kolga is so cheap, I just wouldn't want to pay $10 for it. Because that's basically what it is, $10 a piece. And honestly, nobody's going to buy a lot of these for $10, so like the other ones have to cost more. But that's me, you do you. So we'll move on to volume 1 now, since I can count backwards. Anyway, now this one's very interesting to me, and this is why I kind of put it after Wheel and Deal. Honestly, don't care about. Any number of target opponents each discard their hands and draw 7 cards. Draw a card. Questing Beast. I like this border. I like this new art. It looks very sexy. Olivia Valderin has a soft place in my heart, especially this version of her. I wish they'd done the art better. That's my only complaint. Walking Ballista. This is the most god-awful thing I have ever seen in my life. Please stop doing this. And then finally, the World Tree. It's a great land. Art's awful. Just stop. And again, this is one of the few things where this are worth probably the $10. Valdarin, it is playable in modern and does see some action, so yeah, probably. So again, $50, $10 a piece to get Halo foils. It's probably the closest to me as far as if I would buy any. So, with all that said, now we get to move on to the bundle. So March of the Machine bundle, where you get all three what we just looked at, all in Halo foil. Instead of 149, you get them for 128. So they'll give you a whopping $20 off. Woohoo! So that basically means there's 15 cards. You're getting like $1 or something off each card. Most of which you probably don't want anyway. So And then we have, of course, the non-foil bundle of all the ones before that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 cards for 128. That's right. You too, for $10 a card, can own all these. Is basically what it's saying. Well, -2 puts it at 12. And then, so $6 a card. My bad. $6 a card. But even then, most of these aren't worth $6 a card, in my opinion, for non-foil. And if you want to go the foil route, you easily can grab the foil version, which comes with everything we talked about before, including the extra ones for $2.99. The Halo foils and regular foils. So they're going to give you $50 off almost. If you want everything, it's Raining Foils and Non-Foils bundle. Get it? It's rain anyway. We won't go there. And you can get it all for $423. Save yourself what, $76? But honestly, if you're gonna spend $500 for this, I would rather just buy some collector boosters that are not March of the Machines. Like some of the older ones that like maybe Dominaria with Shieldred and like Lost Legends in them and stuff. Like, but again, you do you. Me personally, I think this is probably one of the. All their secret layers are pretty weak. This one is, in my opinion, downright pathetic because there's almost no cards in here of any value to play in any format except Commander. And if that's what they're shooting for, then cool, right on the money. But I I still even question that just because there are other alternate foils that are just as cool or could be considered cooler for people depending on how they prefer their stuff. Just, yeah. Anyway, I do appreciate you guys watching, and thanks for everything. If you haven't subscribed, now's your chance, and those who have, I love you. Links below to help support the channel, and as always, until next time, be kind, and I hope to see you across from the game table. Man, let's go back to these box openings.